Hey guys, let's get started here. Welcome to the Business Warrior Fiscal 2021 Q2 shareholder call. Not only are we going to review today, the recent release that we put out with the second quarter financials, but a little insight, a little more detail, deeper dive on all of that, and share some exciting stuff going forward as well. So I'm going to share my screen here. Should be good. I will have one of my guys call me. I usually have a backup, but he's on vacation today in Tulum, so good for him. So Tanner, I'll just ask you to call my cell if something with technology breaks as far as the presentation or my audio. So here we are. It's exciting times. We had a big press release, obviously, to go with our Q2 financials that we just released and just posted. I know everybody was excited about the revenue increase, and we just continue just to have great momentum in 2021. So let's just dig right in. What are we going to cover today? I'm going to talk about my why. We have a lot of new shareholders, not my why, the company's why. We have a lot of new shareholders, new employees, just a lot of more eyeballs on the company and what we're doing. So I want to go over that again a little bit. Company progress, review the quarter, go a little deeper than I did before in the press release and in some interviews that I've done, review our financials, talk about this focus that we have on 5% conversion, marketing update, really where we're at with the product, how we're making an impact, and then what's next, what's going forward. So before we do that, I always have to include the safe harbor language. Obviously, I'm going to be sharing a lot of information today. It's not all historical. A lot of it is forward-looking. This is us giving us, we're going to be talking about the future, and that's based on some assumptions of management and where we're at and my history and everything else that's going into the future. So be warned, it doesn't mean that it's a guarantee. I can't guarantee like stock price. There was even a question, I think somebody said, where do you, that was sent in, where do you see the stock price, how are you going to drive it up? And, I can't predict the stock price, but we'll cover everything as far as the company and what we're doing as much as I can. So where are we at? And, the other thing, with that said, I think just at a real high level of where we're at, and not only us, but the country and the world, we're sitting there looking at this presentation on your phone or your desktop. It's springtime. The weather's getting more beautiful. No matter how you look at COVID right now, and this is another question that I got through the investor channel questions, is no matter how you look at it, the world is improving how they address COVID overall. Retail sales are going up. If you look at Visa, MasterCard sales, they're going up. Restaurant sales are going up, and that's good for Business Warrior. And so then you combine that with small businesses, the funding they're getting from the government, how the shift is happening in the United States and really in the world right now. And you combine that with everything that we're doing and that what you're about to see today. I think a lot of people are going to be wishing that they invested more when we were, below 10 cents. And probably by the end of this call, they're going to be scrambling to go buy more. So I'm super excited about everything that we have going on right now and everything that we have coming. So a little review in 2020, we completed our merger in January of 2020. We changed the stock ticker. We updated everything to BZWR later in the year. And really the focus of 2020 was to prove out demand. Did the products that we were building, was there demand for the products that we were building? Are we solving a real problem out there? Do our ideal clients care about the problem that we're solving? The answer was yes. We got, in our financial model, our focus was to get our cost per new free subscriber, cost per lead down below $15. We got it down below $6. So, as far as our modeling and everything else, we've been crushing that. And the demand is there, as you can see from our cost per lead, which is great. So that was proven in 2020. Obviously, I mentioned the stock ticker getting updated. Not only that, but we did the merger in January, and obviously COVID hit in February. We made huge shifts to our model really, really quickly. in February of 2020, there were several features in our software that we were building that were more focused on retail sales and restaurant. And we were putting a lot of the e-commerce and service area business features on the back burner. When COVID hit, we had a small, nimble team, a great dev team, and we just flipped that. We shifted it. So we really focused on e-commerce and the businesses that were opening. And then later in the year, the businesses that were reopening, service area businesses, the businesses that were that needed help, we addressed it and we attacked that first. We put the restaurant and retail features on the back burner. So we flipped it, which, we saw a huge increase in our subscribers. We got picked up by Inc. magazine and all this press on how we reacted quickly to COVID. And then as the year went on, we continued to do that. Now we look at January. Where are we? Like I said, things are opening up. We're seeing more traffic from retail restaurants, but we're also, continuing to see a lot of great success from service area businesses and other things that, we really started with in 2020. At the end of January, we actually launched 2.0 version of the software. And that really marks a point where it went from getting new free subscribers and getting traffic and engagement with our software platform to, okay, let's help them solve the problem. And not only that, are they willing to pay us to solve the problem? And we have different packages, $50. We show them how to solve the problems that we discover within the software, and they fix it themselves, or they upgrade from, $300 or more, and we fix it for them. And so that just launched at the end of January. So we're really already, in that. And then since then, we've proven that, yes, people are willing to pay for this and our products are working. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples of that. And so that $50 product is called Scout, which just launched end of January. Additionally, we expanded our sales team. Subscribers keep coming in. So then you move over into February, into April now. As you guys know from our Q2 release, revenue increased. We're having a ton of success with our partners. And that's us, applying our technology and also doing marketing, just like with our small business clients, and had just amazing success. In the quarter, we were able to raise, over $800,000 of friends and family cash. This is super friendly investment dollars. These are my parents, family members, people that I've done business with in the past that just believe in me, other people and vendors, our partners, our employees, friends and family, people really, really close to us that believe in what we're doing, have seen us build this model over the past few years, like what we're building, and believe in it. And not only that, but these aren't savvy investors that are looking to, put somebody in, $10,000, $20,000 in and get out in 12 months when their stock becomes unrestricted. This is people that believe in us for the long term, and it's exciting. So it's very, very friendly capital that we raised during the quarter. We're also able to remove a bunch of debt. Some of that we removed to stock, again, because some of these vendors, it just shows you that everybody's believing in what we're doing, believing in the problem that we're solving. So even some of our vendors are like, yeah, you know what, I'd rather have some stock than, you trying to pay us back over the past. So, we really shifted into a great position on cash flow, debt, and subscribers and product development, which I'm going to go over. Our partner income just accelerated everything. So I'm going to go over that in a second. What's happening for the rest of the year? We're scaling, and we're way ahead of schedule on our scaling. New product features to continue to solve the problems that I'm going to talk about. Growing the team and key roles, where we have new employees starting Monday. And we're going to continue to add and just make this entire team and product more robust. We're consistently improving marketing. We've increased our ad spend 10x from December till now. We're going to continue to find ways to increase that. And really going forward, it's all about conversion. I think before I get into the Q2, I mentioned, what's our why? So this is a little history. So why are we doing this? And obviously I've been an entrepreneur and owned a business for 15 plus years. And if you look behind me, there's an Inc. 500 list where my past company, we reached number 18 in the country on the fastest growing companies in the United States. And when I was working there, even though we had amazing growth and we we're solving a problem with business owners, which is just trying to save them money. But I didn't feel like I was solving a big enough problem. And, in the meantime, we launched a marketing agency and a social media agency way back then. We had some success, but I was traveling all over the world. I moved to Austin. I moved to Salt Lake City. I was in Chicago, in Florida, and the East Coast. I was all over the country meeting with small business owners. And I just kept seeing the same problem over and over and over again. We all know the failure rate on small businesses in the first 5 years. It's insane. It's like over 80, 90% that small businesses fail in the first 5 years. But why? They go into debt really fast. They use up all their money. But the biggest problem, number one, is their lack of ability to attract and acquire new customers. And that's the number one thing that our software and our solutions does. Number two is these small business owners try to do everything themselves. So they really are operationally inefficient. And our product does that as well. It takes a lot of the things that they don't know how to do and they're not experts at and takes it off their plate so that they can focus on what they do best. And then the third problem I saw when I was meeting with small business owners all over the country was, their lack of capital. They got to that first stage, selling all their friends and family, doing the marketing themselves, investing all their own capital, their friends, their family's capital, maxing out their credit cards. And they got to a stage, and some of them, even had maybe, they were breaking even, but they couldn't keep up with their debt. And that's a big problem too. But if you can get more customers and more revenue, obviously that helps. But we also have some future plans on attacking that capital problem coming as well. But that's why we're there. We want to see these business owners. It pained me traveling, the country, seeing these amazing small business owners failing. And it was never a lack of a great product or service or lack of passion from the small business owner. It was always something else. And it was what I saw was usually one of those three things: inability to get more new customers, operationally inefficient, or lack of capital. And our software and our solutions attack all three of those. So that's why we're here. So I know you guys want to see this and you want me to dive into details on the Q2 review. So obviously we launched our new product, like I mentioned, the end of January, Scout. We're seeing success. We're seeing people upgrade to that platform, which is great. We actually, I know the press release said 223% increase in revenue. It was actually 286. But it was actually, I would say it's in total income, not necessarily revenue, because like a lot of businesses, we got some PPP funds and those were forgiven. So we had to book that to revenue as well. So if you include that, we actually had a 286% quarter over quarter increase in revenue, which is great, guys. And like I mentioned, we were profitable in February, which is I'm gonna go over in detail. We didn't expect to be this profitable at this stage. We are growing fast. We are dumping revenue and investment dollars into building and scaling. And really, my model didn't have us being profitable for 18 months. So the fact that we're profitable this early and that much is amazing. And that's just really opening up a ton of opportunity for us. We got approval from the SEC for our Reg A offering. We've had a lot of success raising capital from our friends and family, which has got us to this point. And we've been working on that Reg A offering for probably a year. We've only taken a little bit from it up to this point because we're in a good spot right now. We have cash flows coming in from sales. We're just strong all over. So we'll see, but we're definitely way ahead of schedule on that. But it's there when we need it. I already mentioned we raised, super friendly capital. And we've had a ton of marketing success. That's where that revenue is coming from, which I'm going to show you. A little insight into the future I'm going to show you here in a second as well. So let's dig in a little deeper to the quarterlies. So as you can see, the quarterlies over on the right. So revenue increase right there in this top line, income. The first quarter, our first fiscal quarter, 92,000 jumped to 280,000. The majority of that came from success from our marketing campaigns with partners, which is great. I can tell you right now that has continued through March and April as well. So we're just way ahead of schedule. Not only that, but our costs, we've maintained extremely low costs up to this point. We've built an amazing platform. We have a great mix of having high level software engineers in the United States mixed with some offshore development, which keeps our costs super low. We are increasing that. the profitability, the profits in February, the profits that continue to come in, and the revenues and the investment dollars that we've gotten has given us the ability to increase our software development team, increase marketing and sales, increase operations. A lot of these hires and things we weren't going to do for months. So we are just way ahead of schedule. So I'm going to do a little deeper dive. Here's the quarter, December, January, February. Now look at this here. So December, we only did 30,000 in revenue. You jump to January, 69,000. It's 130% month over month from December to January revenue growth. You go to February, it's 172% growth from January to February. It's amazing. Now, guys, here's new news. March, I haven't closed the books yet. I don't know total revenue, but what I do know that has already been booked, we're already a 350% increase from February to March. I'm going to put this out in a press release, tweet it. I need to make this public news because I'm sharing it with you. I have not announced that to the public yet until right now. So I can already tell you now when I get the final number, it should be higher than the 350 because we have other revenues that come in and we haven't accounted for, and my accountants and everybody else are just catching up. But I can guarantee you it's going to be over 100 or 350% in March, which is amazing. So that success has continued. That marketing success with our partners, everything is just, we're in a really exciting spot right now. Here is the big difference. This is the shift we made at the end of January. So we didn't only just add products, the Scout product to help people upgrade, but we really looked at the engagement from the first login on our software. So this is where it was all last year. This is what it looked like. And we just had a major user interface upgrade to the software. A lot more clickable, engagements increasing. People are just reporting a much improved experience. We're getting more upgrades, more appointments. Everything's looking really well. Our software development team reacts very quickly, and we're just focused on engagement and solving the problem. How do we get these business owners engaged with our platform so they can see the data that we're pulling on their small business, and what's the best way we can show them the problem that we're noticing in their business so they can fix it? And then whether they want to fix it themselves because we give them the data, they can, if they have the skills and the knowledge and the resources and they go, oh, I didn't know that, let me go fix it. I have a team. Great. They can keep our free version and forever, and it'll be super valuable to them. Most of them say, I don't know how to fix this. I need to focus on my business. Some of them are going to say, I don't know how to fix this, but I can't afford, to pay somebody to do it. So teach me how to do it. Great. You just upgrade for $50 a month. We'll teach you how to do it. We give them step-by-step instructions. Not only that, but as they go through the software and they're fixing things that we told them is broken in their business, their score goes up. We're constantly pinging their website and online platforms and all these data points to tell them, hey, you're doing a good job. We see you taking action. And then we verify each one of those steps as they go through, which is really, really great. And then the other type of businesses is, hey, just do this for me. Great. We can do that too. So that's so what's been the result? New users are spending over 12 minutes per month in the product. That's up 2 minutes since December. Increased engagement with a 44% increase of returning users per week. That's huge. It's all about returning users. We don't want them to just log in once and say, oh, that's cool, spend 10 minutes on the platform, look at their score, and then never see them again. We want them to come back, engage with the platform, keep improving their business, let us help them solve the problem, and obviously get them to upgrade to paid conversions. Now, our model is built around what we always talk about at the company is a 5% conversion rate from free to paid. During the quarter, we were at 3.9% conversion rate from free to paid. Obviously, when we just launched at the end of January, these paid subscriptions, we didn't expect to come out of the gun at 5%. So we know it's going to be a gradual. So the plan calls for it taking up to 6 months to get to that 5% conversion rate. The fact that we're already at 3.9% shows that we're on target, maybe even ahead of target right now. So, and I can even tell you that, just within the last 48 hours with a bunch of product enhancements that our dev team has made, it's already showing higher very, very recently. So, which just is a testament to our dev team. We're making product enhancements The dev team acts quickly. Everybody's focused on conversion. Even when we're having this great partner success, the whole entire company is still, how do we solve the problem for the small business owner? How do we get them engaged with the platform? And how do we get them to convert into additional packages? And the partner revenue is only going to help us with that. We expanded in the quarter, both our US and our offshore development team. We have a new UX person coming on board. We have a new software engineer starting, I think, a Monday or a week from Monday, somewhere in the next 2 weeks. And then we also increased our offshore development team by 30%. So we are increasing infrastructure all over the board. We're also scaling sales and marketing. We added 2 salespeople between the quarter and now. I wouldn't say necessarily in just Q2, as well as March and April. So we are focused on conversion. We're past trying to prove demand. Now it's about converting and solving the problem. All of our advertising campaigns have really shifted to not just getting people looky-loos on the platform. It's really getting them on who's going to get on the platform, who's an ideal customer, and how do we convert them. We've 10x'd our advertising spend, which is amazing. So we're seeing the traffic. We expanded our sales team. Like I said, omni-channel strategy. So if you see over on the left, multi-touch advertising, if you guys follow us, you've probably been hit with our ads, whether it's on Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter, Facebook or YouTube. We're hitting it all. And we're also remarketing. So everybody that follows us or hits one of those sites is going to get retargeted with follow-up, which is, it's all working right now. We're also collecting customer testimonials. Those have increased since all the changes. We have a new website in progress right now. We have a new SEO strategy that's just ramping things up and a ton of more valuable content coming. So how do we, back to that why, how do we solve the problem? I wanted to give you guys a couple stories here. Your Toy Link, this is one of our clients on the left here. It's a retail store in Idaho. They've been a customer since November. They came to us. Obviously, everybody comes to us. They want to get more customers. They want to increase revenues. So how do you do that? Well, we have different ways depending on the type of business. This is a toy store. In the middle of them they're moving their actual retail location. And they said, hey, they called us and ads are getting good views and everything else. But then they're like, oh my God, we got to move. We want to shut all of our ads down. So we said, well, hey, don't you have an online store, web store? And they're like, yeah. We said, well, why don't we just shift the focus from your retail store, which they were already happy with the amount of people that were driving, the foot traffic we were driving into the retail store, even despite COVID. But we said, hey, if you're moving, let's just shift all the focus to your web store, your online store. They said, okay, let's give it a shot. We did. An average of 4 ad-driven leads came in per month, generating an estimated $133 in immediate revenue. And then you tack that on with the recurring revenue, the e-commerce growth. They were stoked. They're seeing an ROI in month 2. They're super, super happy. Scalp artists. This is a micropigmentation salon. It's a way to address balding men or women. And same thing. Hey, I need more customers. And really with her, if she gets just one customer, because she charges north of $2,500 per service, she's 10xing her return on her ad spend. So she's stoked if she just gets one a month, but she's never been able to get one customer from social media advertising, online advertising, nothing. It's just been all referral traffic. So she made a leap of faith. And this is a perfect example of a lot of our clients. They have a good business, they're making money, but they're all referral. So they can't really scale. They can't take their life and business to the next level because they're just maxed out on their own time, being able to reach out to their own people. And when she's also an artist and she's doing the work themselves, like the majority of small businesses in the United States, they're owners and operators. They're doing the work. They're cooking the hamburgers. They're buying inventory, and they're doing the scalp artistry. They're doing the work. So they don't have time to be out there generating more referrals every month. So if they're really going to ever increase their income, they need to find a way that comes in automatically, which is through advertising typically. So our solutions do that. Immediately within the first month, we got her first deal. She made over $3,000 on it. She 10x'd her return. She said, oh my God, this is amazing. Let's keep this going. I'm stoked. She's had 2 since then. She's 10xing her ROI. So it's working. This is just, it's a perfect example. People get in there, they see all the problems in their business and everything that they're not doing. They want to fix it. Some of them fix it themselves. And then a lot of them say, hey, fix this for me. What's our goal? In the end, we want to help these guys get more revenue. This is a perfect example of success stories that we're seeing from our products. So we want more of that. So what's the path ahead? Well, as I mentioned, this positive momentum from our revenue is continued in March. We already know that we're going to post north of a 350% month over month revenue increase in March. That's given us the ability to make key hires that is going to improve our product, improve advertising, and improve conversion way ahead of schedule, 6 to 12 months ahead of schedule, which is just amazing. Like I said, we didn't expect to be profitable at all for 18 months. We posted a profit in February, and we're probably going to post a profit in March. I don't expect to continue to post profits throughout the whole entire year. Like I said, we're scaling up quickly. And when you're scaling and growing, that usually doesn't always match up with profitability. We have the Reg A as a backup. Like I said, we've taken a little bit out of that, but everybody's assumptions that I'm seeing on Twitter and in the chat rooms about how much we've seen from that is pretty far off base. So we have not taken as much as people are thinking, but we have that, and it's a great avenue. The only time we're really going to take from the Reg A is because things are working and and we're scaling, and that money is going to go into the company, which is just going to help us grow and help us increase revenues and profitability and conversion and everything else. The plan is definitely to do a financial audit. We're interviewing companies now. We just need to finalize the firm that's going to do the audit, and we're going to start that immediately. Once we finish the audit, then we're going to be eligible to uplist to OTCQB. I think everybody knows, as far as savvy shareholders or investors, they know what that means, going from the pink sheets to OTCQB. It opens up a lot of things. It opens up a lot of firms. There was also a question about institutional investors, and are we going to go on a roadshow trying to get more institutional investors? After we do our financial audit and uplist to OTCQB, that'll be a higher priority. It'll open up a lot more, but right now we got enough on our plate, and we're going to continue to execute our plan. It's all about conversion. We're going to, the first step is get to that 5% conversion rate from free subscribers on our platform to paid, and adding infrastructure to the product. Not only, guys, did we have this amazing success in revenue, and it's continuing, it's happening right now, which is giving us the ability to add all this infrastructure and employees and everything else. But it also it tested all of our systems in our product. The traffic that we had on our website and our campaigns in 1 month was over 135,000 new visitors to our website, which was, over 1,000% from, if you compared that to, December, January. So with that amount of traffic, that amount of new users on our platform, it also gave us a real insight. That's why I said an insight to the future. It gave us a real insight into our future, because as we're scaling up our platform, we expect that kind of traffic on our software. So, but we didn't pay for that traffic. This is traffic from success. So we weren't actually planning on testing that type of volume on our systems for 6 to 12 months. We got stress tested way early. We passed, but not only that, but like anybody, we saw a lot of holes. We saw some leaks. We had to make some adjustments. Our lead cost on some other campaigns went from, under, $10 cost per lead up to $65 because of the amount of traffic. So not only did we increase revenue, increase employees, but we got to stress test our systems. And so what did we do? We immediately went back and we added more software engineers. We added more infrastructure to the product. So now we're prepared to scale, which we weren't going to even do that testing for months either. So we are ahead of schedule across the board. And, I am just, I'm very, very pleased on where we are. I'm highly encouraged to where we're going. The fact that we have this team in place, we recognized problems when our volume increased 10x, and our team was able to go in and fix them very, very quickly. And I'm already seeing the results. We're already seeing the cost per lead go down. We're already seeing engagement go up. So we have the right team in place. We've added infrastructure technically and with bodies offshore and in the United States. We're adding salespeople. We're increasing our ad spend. And oh, by the way, revenues are through the roof. So this is a great time to be working at Business Warrior. Thank you for your time. I do have some questions. Let's see if I missed any questions from that got submitted ahead of time. I answered the one about institutional investors. Number of employees, I mean, this is changing weekly. I think we're at 12 to 14, depending on start date. So I think we may be at 14 after Monday. That's internal. We have 8 on our partner marketing team. And then we have 8 somewhere in between. It depends on the project and the dev cycle, but anywhere in between, 6 and 12 offshore software developers. So all in all, right around 30 between internal employees and external. What is Kevin Kading's role in the company? He doesn't really have a daily role. He's not employed by the company. He's still, a friendly, and he consults. There's a lot of shareholders from when he was involved. So he's great to have as a resource, but that's it. So he's kind of a consultant. The relationship with Keystone, obviously Keystone is our lead investor in our Reg A. That was in a press release that we did a couple of weeks back. They're great financial partners. So they're continuing, they believe in us and what we're doing, and they continue to want to fund us as needed. So as we want to scale, we're going to continue to talk to them, whether that's the Reg A or through other avenues. But they're a great partner. And I would say the real reason why we chose Keystone is from our conversations. They were the opposite of most of the Reg A investors that we had talked to that were looking to say, okay, we'll give you X amount of dollars, and they want to sell in the next 2 weeks. That was not Keystone's pitch to us. That was not their model. So we were excited about that. They were more believing in what we're doing as a company, the long-term value of the company, the long-term plan. So it really just matched what we're looking for. And, it's going to be real friendly capital to the stock. International expansion, not at this time. We have so many leads coming in the United States. We have, a lot of problems to solve with small business owners in the US. Maybe later that will, change, and we'll add international expansion to the plan, but it's not in the plan, I would say, in the next couple of years right now. I think that's it as far as questions. So please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Business Warrior Life, or Rhett Do is my personal. I provide updates. We provide links to shareholder calls and other press releases we're doing. We're expanding. I think that was one other question that we had. What are we doing to expand just the reach of the company, not only to our ideal customers, but also to investors? We have all kinds of PR plans going. We hired a PR agency that is great. They just started. So we're getting published all over the place. So things are just increasing all over. So we're not just increasing our ad spend with Google and Facebook and YouTube to get more customers, but we really want to get out and get published and get our story out there. We're really solving a big problem in the United States, and it's time to let everybody know what we're doing. So thanks for your time, guys. And we'll put out a press release with some of this news that I announced today. And we'll also post this call on our website so people can access it, and you guys can share it to other investors after the fact. Thanks, guys.